We sure do have a mess in here. So, I was trying to figure out why this brake light wasn't working, and what was it? I hooked up a voltmeter to this, found that this wasn't getting power. So I was like, all right, let's start taking the electrical tape off of the little wiring harness and see if anything's messed up. Well, one thing I found, that's that's supposed to be connected to something, and then the other wire that goes into that end is it's this black and yellow one. This one it doesn't get power either. I'm not sure if this is the power one, but if you take a look at where the wiring harness connects to the other harness, it's all melted and gross looking, and you can I've been tracing back where these wires go to. This goes to the starter, and then this cloth wire one they run it from the starter and then back into the wiring harness. I'm not sure where that one goes, but I've labeled the ones that I know where they go. And I'm honestly thinking it might be a better idea to just get a new harness for the back. Yeah, this thing doesn't look too pleasant. So today what I want to do is, since this one's also kind of gummed up, might consider getting a new one of that one, if it's just as bad on the inside. So we're going to go ahead and, I'm pretty sure it's under the sill plate or something, but we're going to find the wiring harness that connects over there and take a look at it. Now I have a feeling it runs under this this plate right here and goes to the back over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off this plate, see if it's there. Well, I was wrong. It does not go under here. So maybe under here. All right. So I've actually decided that I want to get a new wiring harness. This one is not worth saving. It's just too badly messed up. The engine wiring harness. This connector's still good, so all that's fine. I'll just double check in here, but I've already ordered a new engine wiring harness. Now what I've got to do is just got to get these for the backup lights out, and just get this whole wiring harness out. Clean up some other wiring, just get ready for the new one. Taking a look at the old one, you can see just how nasty this thing is. All the wires from like here to there are melted. Some of them are missing. They're starting to have some wires exposed on them. If it'll focus in on there. No, it's not gonna focus. All right. Anyways, yeah. The reason I think this thing is melted was because, if you remember, right here, cylinder 6. That is the one where I replaced the head bolt because it was stripped, and so all the exhaust gases were coming out of there because the cylinder wasn't properly sealed, and so I'm guessing that just led to excessive heat over here and ended up just melting this connector. But yeah, I'll make sure to check in here, see how that is, take off all the electrical tape, and yeah. All right, so to get these backup light wires out, you just got to take it apart, unplug it from here, and then oh shoot, I thought I could just pull the little gasket out from that side, but how am I gonna get this through there? Interesting. All right, something very funny just happened. I had the backup light bulb. See, I took out the whole assembly, but I had it in one of these cloths, and I forgot I had it in there. When I pulled it up, I heard it go flying somewhere, and I don't see it anywhere, and I have a feeling it went in there. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay, so I was getting ready to take everything off already. Loosened the pulley, took out all the spark plugs, took off the carburetors, and as I was looking down here, there it is. There's the bulb that I thought fell in there. So heck yeah, guys, we don't have to freaking take all this sheet metal off, so stay. Alright, so I got rid of the electrical tape that was wrapping around here, and I can see that these two wires, this one right here, this green one goes down to the starter, and this black one that comes off of it, it connects to the alternator right here. And then this blue one that comes off of here connects right there. So these ones, I'm just gonna put some new electrical tape around them. They worked before, so yeah, I'm not gonna mess with them. And I'm still gotta look at the wires that are in there. Alright, so I got all the electrical tape off of these wires, and you can see that they are pretty, you know, that's why the electrical tape was on them, because they're like this, just all the wires exposed. Now, I only ordered the wiring harness that connects from here to the rest of the engine stuff. Didn't order this one, but you know, unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to work with it. I'll just I'll clean these up as best as I can, put some new electrical tape around them, make sure that, you know, none of these exposed wires touch each other, maybe cause a fire. But definitely in the future, I'll be replacing this. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just cleaning up these wires. Got a Scotch-Brite, just, you know, clean them up, get all the nasty stuff off of them. And then I just twist them up a little bit. And then I've already got this one done. Wrapped it in duct tape, or not duct tape, electrical tape. Nice and tight. Feel pretty good about this. I'll go ahead and do it to the rest of them, and then just wrap the whole thing in electrical tape like how it was, because this other electrical tape was old and brittle, so, you know, good to put some new stuff on there. Alright, so I've got all the wires wrapped up now. No more exposed spots on these, so, you know, that's good. Now I'm just gonna wrap the whole thing up with electrical tape, just to keep out the water and have it nice and, you know, nice looking. Alright, so I got those little plugs out. It was actually really easy. You just, they're gonna break if you put them out because they're most likely old, but you know, you just push it in with a flathead, just, you know, just get it through there. You can figure it out. But yeah, so out with this old junky one. Still gotta wait for the new one to come in. And one thing I noticed for the wiring on the alternator, you know, it wasn't I don't think it was connected to anything. So you know, I'm not sure if it wasn't connected the whole time or whenever I was taking the wiring harness apart it broke, but yeah, and where they put it together right here, you can see how terrible that is. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. I want to see if the heat shrink that I have will fit on that. If not, I can just buy a bigger size, but yeah, we're gonna fix that. There's also this is what is it? This goes down to the starter. One of these are this one right here. Sorry about this glove. It's cold outside. I don't want my hands getting cold. But anyways, this glove, or not glove, this wire, that one goes to the alternator. Or no, not the alternator. What is it? The coil. So that one goes to the coil, and it's connected to, or they both go into this wire that goes down to the starter. So this one's the coil wire, and this one it fed back into the wiring harness. I cut it off so I could get the wiring harnessed off. But yeah, I'll just make sure to look at the wiring diagram on the book I have and just make sure everything's going where it's supposed to go. Alright, we got a new wiring harnessed in from Clark's. It's an original reproduction one. So you know, I'm just gonna plug it in, connect which wires I know go where, and then we'll figure out the rest, because I still got to do some figuring out with this alternator and this thing right here, this relay, because you know, this didn't come original with it. It came with a voltage regulator for the generator, and since this has been switched to an internally regulated alternator, what is it? It gets wired differently. Also, this whole oil filter alternator bracket pulley thing has been. This is from a 65 to 69 model, I believe, where they used alternators, because this one if it had the original one, you wouldn't be able to bolt an alternator on. So yeah, I've got to do some figuring out with that. Real glad I got a new one of these. I mean, just compared to this old piece of junk over here that's not even, you know, organized. Like this one has, you know, where it needs to go. Like it comes out on spots where, you know, the location is. But yeah, this one's very organized and neat, unlike that one that's just a bunch of jumbled up wires. And this is only like 120 bucks on Clark, so worth the money. Alright, so these are the connections to the alternator. Well, what would have been to the generator. But in order to get these connections to the alternator, I'm going to need to snip the ends off of these and connect the brown, connect the brown to the red wire and the blue wire to the white wire. I'll put some heat shrink on them. Alright, so I've already made a couple changes to this new wiring harness just to get this this alternator to work with the car. First thing I did, alright, so right here, this brown and blue wire that's supposed to go to the generator had what's it called, you know, splice, that's what it's called. Splice this red and white one, and I put heat shrink on it. And then this blue one, had to follow it. It goes connects to this brown wire that the same brown wire on a new harness, that the tiny one right there. So I cut that off, splice them together, heat shrink, they're nice and tight now. And yeah, so I believe that should be it for the, you know, rewiring and splicing, which is the splicing. But yeah, now I want to see how I get it hooked up. And one other thing I figured out, this black wire right here, it used to just be twisted together right there, and it was like the cloth wire and this black and purple wire, and you see how ugly that is. So I figured out that it's actually this wire on the new harness, and it has a connector on it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add a connection onto there that'll fit on here, and yeah, it should be good. Alright, got a connection on here now, put a little bit of electrical tape around it. I'm going to go ahead and, all the parts, the little connectors, I'm going to, where is it? I'll throw some dielectric grease on them. Make sure they don't get corroded in the future, and just, I think it makes a better connection. But, yeah, the cap fell in there. Honestly, I think I'm just going to leave it in there. It'll probably melt, catch on fire, but it's just a little, whatever. We'll just roll with it. Alright, so I got mostly everything all good. I've still just got to figure out what I'm doing right here, because I need to get rid of this and put a junctioning block instead, because this thing isn't supposed to be on the car. It's supposed to have a voltage regulator, but since I'm doing the alternator, I don't need the voltage regulator, I just need a junctioning block, and that's what this is. So yeah, we're gonna mount this and figure out how to wire it. Alright, so I'm gonna be following along a video that I found on YouTube. So the first thing is, gotta make sure that this big thick red wire, the only thing that it connects to is positive post on the battery and then to the starter, and so I know that's good. And then this has to be a 10 gauge wire, but this 10 gauge wire that goes off the positive terminal is going to go to the junction block. So right now, here's that cable. I've got to cut off this connection, so put a smaller one on there so it'll fit on here, and just to shorten the length a little bit, just so we don't have a lot of extra wire, you know, weight reduction. Alright, so actually taking a look at this wire, this is not a 10 gauge. This red one is a 10 gauge, and if you just compare these, they are not the same. So I'll have to go run to the store later to pick up another 10 gauge one, but everything else is the same, is the correct gauge that I need, so I'll go ahead and wire the rest up before I do that connection. Alright, so this wire that connects to the alternator right here, this one is supposed to go to a junction block, but it goes inside of there, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut it right there, and we'll put a fitting on it so it goes to the junction block. Alright, so I've got this one wired up now. They're all going to be connecting to this block right here. These are separate ones, but I only need one. I might need to take off this little plastic piece on the edge off just so I can fit more connections on there, but we'll see. Alright, I'm getting everything wired up now. I've got these are all the wires to the alternator. So this is the red one that comes off the wiring harness. That'll connect to, these all go to one junction, I guess you would call it, and then this is the blue wire that went to this terminal on this relay, and so I'm just hooking it up to its own junction. I've still got to get this red wire also connected to here, and then as well as that 10 gauge black one that runs from the positive battery terminal to there. Alright, so I was getting quite confused about how this gets wired up, because see, with that solenoid that I had, or not the solenoid, the relay, you know, these wires were connected into different spots, and that was wired up for the starter. So what I think I gotta do now, since this wire right here, it was originally purple, this one, it's purple wire, and they had, you know, you can see they spliced it together, and it had gone to one of the terminals on that relay, and this is for the ignition, I believe. And so I don't know why I did it here. I thought, but anyways, and this red wire right here will go down. Okay. So that red wire, you can see right there, it goes to the purple. So I believe that is ignition. So I believe all I gotta do now is just connect that red wire or splice this red wire together with this purple one, because we no longer need that solenoid thing. We've got this, and yeah, hopefully that works. If not, I just keep messing stuff up. Alright, so I just splice these wires and put some heat shrink around them, nice and tight, and right now I'm just gonna reconnect the battery terminal, see if this thing actually cranks. So let's do that. Doesn't need to be too tight, we just needed to get it to crank. That's fine. Okay, now where did I put the keys? There. Alright. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, so let's see if that does it. Yep. Okay, perfect. So, got that good. Now, you know, this looks ugly. I'm just gonna go ahead and, take off this old stuff right here and basically do that. I am also putting some dielectric grease on all these inside on these. You know, whenever I heat shrink them, just why not, to be safe. All right, got both wires buttoned up. Now I'll probably just wrap it around electrical tape just to make it look nice. And yeah, we'll clean up around here. Figure out somewhere to mount this. And honestly, I think that's it. Except for this right here. Wait, what is this? Oh, that's just... Oh, yeah. And that black ground wire. Not this one. The one that goes from here to there. I need that one. But, yeah, for the most part, except for this one. Pretty sure this is for the temp sender. It's looking pretty good so far. Alright, I just drilled these two small holes right here so we can mount the junction block. And I got the little 2 screws for it found in the back. So let's set it up. Alright, got all the wiring set up now, except for that. Pretty sure it's the temp sender. We'll play with that later. But the majority of the stuff that I was gonna do, got it. You know, this is where I had to splice the brown and blue wire for the alternator. Pretty sure this one runs to the light, and then this one for something else, and then this is the the wire, the power wire for the alternator. This one runs over here with the rest of these ones to the junction block that I mounted. Looks nice, along with you know, the rest of the wires that are supposed to go there. And then those two wires that I fixed, covered them in electrical tape. It was a purple one and I forget which other one, but those ran to that junction, or not junction block, this thing that I don't need anymore. And yeah, I installed that 10 gauge wire. Just ran down to the store and got it. And so everything's good now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start it up. Maybe measure with my little voltmeter if this is charging. I'll look up a way to test it, but yeah. Alright, so we got it running right now. Come on. I'm pretty sure it works with the brake light, but it should be on right now. I've got the headlights on, but it's basically like how it was before. But I know the bulb is good, so maybe just it's the what is it? The actual socket, because it's like an aftermarket AutoZone one that you can just pick up at any auto parts store. So I might replace it with an original one. Did notice that my gen light is on. And in the video I was watching on how to wire the thing up, the guy was, pretty sure I ran out of gas. Anyways, the guy was saying that if that light is staying on, it's very dim. Huh. Have the ignition off. What? Oh wait, because I have the headlights. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Anyways, so yeah, he said that if that light is staying on while the car's running, that basically means the alternator's going out, or it is already bad. And what is it? I mean, that probably is the case with this one, just because I don't know how long it's been run for. And one thing I do know about this one is the fan, this blade, it's going the opposite way. I need to get a reversed one because the belt goes the other way. I forget which way it goes, but I know that people have said that I have the wrong blade or cooling fan on here, so that could lead to this overheating. But it's been on here for I don't know how long, so it could already be bad. But yeah. All right, so just to clarify, the belt goes that way, so that means the fan is spinning that way. So, you know, pretty sure it's not supposed to spin that way if you look at it. But yeah, so most likely gonna need to replace this alternator and get a correct fan blade for it. But yeah, most of the wiring is looking pretty great. Really happy with it. Came out really good. Happy with where I mounted this junction block. Looks pretty sick. Good thing we got rid of this, because that was just, it made the wiring look a mess. But yeah, I guess that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and next video, probably get started on these brakes, because that needs to be done. But anyways, thanks for watching.